Okay. So thank you for coming at this very specific time. Thank you so much. Sorry for the internet issues and so on. Yeah, changing, like this. Okay. And did you have time to do the quiz? Because I've seen some answers, like 8 answers and so on. So among among you, you had time, yeah? Okay. Very good. How was it? Too complicated, crazy,
Very
smooth?
difficult.
Yeah, okay. Sorry.
It was tough actually for me because I think somewhere I'm not clear or I did not clearly understand certain parts. So I'll have to go through the recordings once more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, this quiz is it's my mistake. Yeah, I could have done a lighter quiz, but I recycled some parts of a previous one, and yeah, we had some. Yeah, we had time to deepen some question and so on, some questions and so on. But in that quiz, if you don't understand everything and if you cannot answer everything, that's just okay. It's not, of course, mandatory, and it's just to check where we are exactly. Okay, so maybe we can see some answers together. Then it could be useful maybe for some people. Okay, so I will just share. Mhm. Okay, so I just need maybe the hand to share the Nicolas
Sorry.
Rinpoche.
Okay, now, yes, now it's done.
Thank you. Okay, so the quiz, yeah, let's try to see. Can I make it bigger? Maybe, yes. Yes, okay, perfect. So yes, it's a bit heavy, but we can check all together slowly. Okay, so is there any issue with the meaning of contradictory, for instance, or is it clear for everyone?
Contradictory means they are different and they don't share any common base, right?
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, that's the definition. So if you understand well that nothing can be both items, then and they exist, they are different, so they are contradictory. Yeah? Okay. So for instance, yeah, for instance, Barack Obama and Michelle Obama's husband, are they contradictory? Are they equivalent? Are they what do you think? Who has some idea? Who would say contradictory? Yeah, nothing can be both Barack Obama and Michelle Obama's husband. Is there any possibility that we find a common base or not? Yeah, for instance, okay, so everybody knows the Obama's family, yeah? Obama family. Okay, so you all know that Barack Obama is Michelle Obama's husband, yeah? Okay, so when we refer to the one, we necessarily refer to the other, huh? Do you agree with that? Okay, so if we say that they are equivalent, would it be okay for you? What do you think? If
Yes,
it's
it would.
okay, good. Yes, exactly. So we can say here equivalent, yeah. So they are not contradictory because they are only common base, yeah, between both, between Barack Obama and Michelle Obama's husband. Very good. Then between 3 possibilities and 4 possibilities. This one, if you don't do that, it's okay. Yeah. But if you have done, yeah.
I,
What?
I have put three possibilities, but
Ah.
many of these questions I had to, scratch my head. And I had to think a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the importance of that quiz, yeah, and the debates, yeah. Yeah, we need to think for réfléchir, huh?
Exactly.
In French, we would say so. Okay, good. So, Yeah, 3 possibilities and 4 possibilities. Like, could you give me some illustration of 3 possibilities? Yeah, the disconfiguration between 2 items. Do you have any idea? Yeah.
Like you want an example, like apple and fruit?
Yes, for instance, apple and fruit. Yeah, it's a good illustration of 3 possibilities. Yeah, if it's an apple, it's necessarily a fruit. But if it's a fruit, it's not necessarily an apple. Yeah.
Actually, it's a
Okay.
bad example because it's 4P, no? Apple is not necessarily a fruit. It can be a phone or a computer also.
Yes, and fruit, you could have like a karmic fruit and so on, which is not
Right.
a vegetable, but in a loose way.
In general, yeah.
In a loose way. If you say, yeah, like for instance, yeah, golden, yeah, the name of the apple, you're sure it's not a computer, yeah, or a brand. Okay, a computer brand. Okay, very good. So if you say apple, if it's an apple, it's necessarily a fruit, but if it's a fruit, it's not necessarily an apple. Okay, so 3P. And now could you posit something which is 4P, for instance? Then we can compare both. Like 4P, for instance, it's a bit more complex, yeah, 4P, but you could find, like, for instance, a person, a blue-eyed person and a brown-haired person. Blue-eyed person, brown-haired person, 4P between both. Yeah, you can have A and B, A not B, B not A, and none of them. Yeah, do you agree with that? Okay, wonderful. So if we have that configuration of 4P and we compare with 3P, can we have something which is both?
Well, what I thought is that if there are 4 possibilities, then there are necessarily 3 possibilities. But
Yeah,
maybe it's wrong thinking, I don't know.
it's a good way to think about that because it's natural to think like this. We think if we have 4 rupees, we necessarily have 3 rupees. No?
Yes.
In our pocket. Yeah, if I have 4 rupees, I necessarily have 3 rupees. So that's why we tend to think like this. But if it's that type of comparison, 3P, it's necessarily not 4P because you cannot find a 4th possibility. And if it's 4P, it's necessarily not 3P because you necessarily have something which is A not B or B not A. Yeah, so 3P and 4P are contradictory. We could say that the 4 comparisons, contradictory, equivalent, 3P, 4P, are all mutually contradictory. If it's the one, it's necessarily not the other. Yeah? Okay, very good. So it helps us to understand a little bit more the comparison between just those configurations. Yeah? Okay, very good. Then what did I say? Contradictory. Then now it's a little bit easier. Turtle's feather and chicken's tooth. Are they contradictory, equivalent, 3P, 4P, or something other? Who dares to give an answer? Who is not too shy? Who wants to say something? Like, do you agree that turtle's feather and chicken's tooth are just the product of my imagination, my fantasy? Yeah, they are not even produced by my fantasy because they don't exist. So, okay. So if they don't exist, they cannot be contradictory, equivalent 3P or 4P. Yeah, do you agree with that? Because when we compare items, they normally, in most cases, they all have to exist. Yeah. So we should say other here. It's just like we cannot compare two non-existent. Yeah. Okay. So definition and different. This one we will not do that because it's too much. We haven't gone so much in the definitions and definiendum. So this one is a bit cheating for you. So we will put it aside. The person and the aggregates. Are they contradictory, equivalent, 3P, 4P, or something other?
I
Like,
have put contradictory and it's wrong.
oh, really?
Yeah.
It's wrong.
Yeah.
Why is it wrong?
I don't know. You tell me.
Oh, because yeah, because I recycled the quiz from other questions and I forgot to check the pre-marked, you know, la précorrection. So that's why in the very first time that question was contradictory, but it was another question. And I replaced it and I put it there and I left contradictory. I forgot to change. Or maybe you put contradictory and it was wrong. So I put something else, but I should have
You
put
put
contradictory.
you put four possibilities.
Okay, so that's totally wrong. That's totally wrong. If I pre-mark, then in this case, we can see that that they have to be contradictory. Sorry, I didn't check that. Ah, that's a kind of trap I've been. Okay. So maybe all the other replies are not good as well. They are corrected. Okay, so no problem. No problem. It should be contradictory, yeah? Because one person and a few aggregates, yeah? Do you agree that they cannot be the same?
Even a person and all the aggregates is not the same, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, because the aggregates, you know, when we speak about the aggregates, we speak about what do we speak about? That's a good question. Who has an ID?
Form, feeling, discrimination,
Yes.
personal factors, consciousness. I'm missing one. No. Form, feeling, discrimination, compositional factors, and consciousness. The five aggregates.
Yes, very good. Exactly. So when we say form, what do we speak about?
The body.
The body. But when we speak about form in general, do we only speak about the body?
No. Matter.
No? Oh, okay. Matter in general, yeah? Yes. So, but when we speak about the person and the aggregates, we say that the person is imputed independence on the aggregates. But can we impute a person independence on form, which is external, like depending on a pot?
No.
No, yeah, exactly. So that's why here, when we speak about the aggregates, we speak about the aggregates uh, independence on which we impute the person, yeah? But we don't impute the person independence on external form, for instance, yeah? Yeah, okay, that's interesting to make that difference. Okay, so yes, form, feelings, discriminations, compositional factors, and consciousnesses. Okay, there are many, yeah? Do you agree? There are many. But a person is one. Yeah, so between many and one, can we have like a equivalence or no? We can only have contradictory, yeah? A contradiction. Yeah, do you agree with that? So the person and the aggregates are necessarily contradictory. Even the aggregates independence on which we impute the person and the person are contradictory. Yeah? But they are one entity. You remember we spoke about that. We spoke about one entity or one substance, yeah? Okay. So where you find the internal form and the other aggregates of a person, you find the person. And when you refer, you point towards the person, you point towards the aggregates of the person. And when you point towards the aggregates, you point towards the person. So the person and the aggregates are one entity, but they are still contradictory. One cannot be the other. Yeah, is that okay for everyone? So that's a further step. Yeah, that's a further step. They are really different. Yeah, the person and the aggregates, or the two truths in the Mahayana, for instance, the two truths are contradictory, but they are one entity. Yeah, okay, very good. Okay, so I will um, correct the corrections. Then you will see your true quiz. Yeah, sorry, I missed that point. Okay, yeah, and we are not fit in IT. Yeah, it's for life, I guess.
From birth to death.
From the cradle to the grave. Okay. So I will redo the sharing and we'll see the rest. Okay. Good. So yeah, this one is tough as well. Wow, non-different and non-permanent. I was crazy that day. Okay. So non-different and non-permanent. Who has an idea? Are they contradictory? Are they equivalent? 3P or 4P?
I have put the right answer, but maybe some other people would like to try, no?
Yes, sure. I don't see the cams. Ah, yes, here. Okay. So non-different and non-permanent.
I think people are a bit shy today, no? It's Saturday. They turn off
Yeah.
their webcam because they have the face from the party yesterday or something.
Uh-huh. Okay. What could we say? Non-different and non-permanent. So, for instance, can we say that a pot is not different? I don't see the cams, so I don't see if the eyebrows are in one position or the other. I don't see if people are. So, can you say that pot is not different? Could you assert that? Yeah, good. It's not different because?
Because it is one.
Yes, if it is one, it's necessarily not different. Wow, wonderful. Okay. So pot is not different. Okay. And pot, is it permanent or not permanent?
Non-permanent.
And non-permanent, exactly. So we have at least a common base between non-different and non-permanent. Pot. Yeah, very good. So it's not contradictory. Yeah, we can discard an answer. Yeah, if we check, is it contradictory, equivalent 3P, 4P, or 3.25P? So we can check. Okay, if there are some common base, it says sorry. Yeah, sometimes I have too much fantasy. Okay, so if you find any common base, they are necessarily not contradictory. Yeah? Do you agree with that? Okay, so then you discard one answer. So they could be equivalent. They could be 3P or 4P. Okay, so they could be equivalent if you cannot find anything which only belongs to non-different or which only belongs to non-permanent. Yeah. So if it's equivalent, only the common bases are in the middle. Yeah. Okay. But could we find a phenomenon which is not different and would be not permanent? So it would be impermanent.
Yeah, there is a trick actually, because maybe some people have issues with the negations. You can just try to find something that is one and impermanent, right? Just
Exactly.
remove the non and you change to the opposite.
Exactly. But
Somehow
yeah.
flipping is easier.
Yeah, but in this case, when we are checking, yeah, the common base between non-different and non-permanent, yeah, between one and impermanent, yeah. In this case, it works, but the whole questions, because of the negations, implies also non-existent, yeah. Okay, but
All right, that's
Nicola
true.
is fully right. In this case, when we are checking a common base, which has to exist, a common base between non-different and non-permanent. It's exactly as Nicola says. The other way to say that is between one and impermanent. Yeah, a phenomenon which is one and impermanent. It's much easier to check that. Yeah, that's true. So what could it be? Which would be not permanent, so it would be permanent. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm double checking. Which is not which is one and is permanent. Yeah, we are looking for something which is A and not B, which is not different and not permanent. Yeah, so which is different and permanent, which is one and permanent. So can you find in the multiverse of Doctor Strange any phenomenon which is one and permanent?
Nirvana.
Yeah, for instance, yeah. So nirvana is necessarily not many.
Accept.
Okay, good. So there is not the nirvana of Shariputra and the nirvana of Subhuti and okay, I'm just trying to trick you. Okay, very good. Yeah, nirvana is one and permanent. Okay, so we have something which belongs exclusively to A and not B. Yeah, which is not different, which is one, and it is not non-permanent. Yeah, it is permanent. Yeah, do you agree with that? Okay, so it would imply in this case 3P, but if we find also something which is not permanent and it is not different, so it is different, yeah, it has to be permanent, it has to be non-permanent and different, yeah, so then in this case we would find one more possibility, yeah, so can you find something which is not permanent and which is not different, yeah, so it has to be different. And it is impermanent. So impermanent and different. Yeah, can you find something?
Yes, a pot
Yes.
and a pen.
Yes, for instance.
A pot and a pen.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, a pad and a pen. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they are different and they are not permanent. Yeah, they are impermanent. So very good. So now we find something which belongs to both items, to both categories, something which is A and not B, something which is B and not A. And if we find 4 possibilities, we need to find something which is none of them. Yeah, which is not different. So it has to be different. And it is not permanent. It is permanent. Different and permanent. Yeah?
Nirvana and space.
Yes, nirvana and space, yeah? They are different and they are permanent. Okay, so it seems that we have 4 possibilities. Yeah, do you agree? Ah, wonderful. Yes, exactly. So it's it's the process. We check if there is something which is both, then after we check if there is something which belongs exclusively to one or the other. Yeah. Okay. So what did I prepare in that case for that? Okay. Wow. Okay. Okay. So we will try to make it simple. And speaking in not necessarily with the double negations. Yeah. It should be a bit less difficult. Okay. So the left horn of the wild steppe rabbit, is it non-different and non-permanent and A and B and so on? Is it a common base between non-different and non-permanent? Aha, I saw yes
No.
and no in Chavi's face. Yes, no.
No, it is not a common base
Ah, it's not a common base because?
because it is permanent and one. So
Okay. Okay, yes. It's a good answer. It's nice. Very interesting. Yeah. Yeah, because okay. Yes. When we speak about non-different, do we necessarily speak about one? Ah, it's a good question.
I'm not sure.
For instance, is rabbit horn one or not one?
Oh, it does not exist.
Yeah. So it's not one. It's not um, a phenomenon which is not diverse. Yeah. The definition of one is a phenomenon, so it has to exist, which is not diverse. Yeah. So rabbit horn doesn't exist, so it cannot be a phenomenon which is not diverse. So it cannot be different, and it cannot be one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So when we say
Can it be
sorry.
non-different, non-existent?
Yes, exactly. Exactly. That's why the negation implies more items in one sense, because it can imply the non-existence. Yeah, when we say non-different, we don't say a phenomenon which is not different. We just say non-different. So is horned rabbit different or not different? It is not different, but it's not a phenomenon which is not different. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I have the confusion, because if if we consider a non-existent to be non-different and non-permanent, then here it should be A and B.
Yes.
But I put none of these, and this is the right answer.
Okay. So I guess that one I didn't recycle, so the answers are good. Yeah. But yeah, because we can say that horned rabbit is not different. Yeah, because it doesn't exist. We can say that horned rabbit is also not permanent, but we cannot say that horned rabbit is a common base between non-different and non-permanent, because a common base has to exist. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's the trap. Yeah, sorry. Sorry. But that's true, yeah. The horned rabbit is not different and it's not permanent, but it cannot be a common base between not different and not permanent. That's the way to express that, yeah. So what did we have? We had something else, no? In that choice. What was it? Yeah, none of those, yeah. Okay, so we can say that left horned or wild rabbit is A and B, but it's not a common base between A and B, yeah? Okay. Sorry. Sometimes it's a bit too tricky. Okay, one with different. Oh, this one is too much.
You,
Different from permanent.
you
Yeah?
said A and B, but in your form, the right answer is none of those.
Yeah, okay, because when we say A and B, it means it's a common base between N and B, A and B. So maybe that's why I put that, yeah. Some kind of way to discard that, to escape that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. Because if we say A and B in the drawing, in the design, yeah, it implies that it's a common base between both. Yeah, so that's why it cannot be it cannot be both of them. Okay. Yeah, one with difference. Wow. This one. Shall we do that or not? It's up to you.
It's not too difficult, is it?
Okay, good. Okay. So you can complain to Nicola after, yeah? If you have a headache, just ask him for painkillers. Yeah, and I don't I don't provide them. He will provide. Okay. Yeah, one with different. What does it mean?
It means different.
Ah, that's interesting. So if it is one with different, it has to be different.
I mean, it's different itself.
Ah, yes, okay. Okay. Well, only different itself, the subject different is
Yeah.
one with different.
Right. Yeah, that's
Okay.
right.
Yeah. But if it is one with different, can it be different?
No, because it's one.
Because it's one, exactly. If it is one, it cannot be different. If it is different, it cannot be one. So if it is one with different, it's necessarily not different. It's necessarily one.
Accept. Yeah.
Because it is just different, and different itself is just one. We don't compare it with anything. So different is one, but if it is different, it's necessarily not one. Yeah, you remember we said so. We said existent is permanent, but if it is existent, it's not necessarily permanent. Yeah, we said in French, animal is masculine, but if it is animal, it's not necessarily masculine. Okay, and here that's the same. Yeah, in one sense, different. The subject different is one because it's just like one concept in one sense. It's just one notion that we have. We don't compare it with anything else. Different is one, but if it is different, it cannot be one. Yeah. Wow, wonderful. That's very precious, really precious. That's the way the thought consciousness is apprehending things. Yeah. So that's very important for the thought Rantikara, especially. Yeah? How we grasp at the general category, or are we dealing with an instance of that category, yeah? Or a few instances of that category? Okay, so one with different. Is it different or not different?
It's one. It's not different.
Yes, one with different is necessarily different. It's necessarily one. Yeah, very good. So it's necessarily not different. Okay, I'm really sorry for that, for those exercises. Next time we will go in a very much more peaceful way. I promise. I swear. Okay, so one with different is not different. Okay, very good. It is one. And is it permanent or not permanent?
I think it's what's the definition of different again? I had to look at that actually to answer.
Yeah, diverse phenomena.
Okay, so it's
If it is phenomena, it is impermanent, non-permanent.
Non-permanent. Yes. Okay. So
no,
yes,
because it's a label, right? So a label is
yeah,
permanent.
yeah, we could say so. We could say that one is needs the thought consciousness. Yeah, when we say one or different, we need the thought consciousness. Yeah, one and different, they are appearing objects to thought consciousness, so they are necessarily permanent. But if it is one or if it is different, it's not necessarily permanent or impermanent. It depends. Yeah. Yeah, for instance, one is permanent because there are many items which are one and they are permanent, many items which are one which are impermanent. You remember with the organic rice and inorganic rice, permanent is contaminating in one sense the whole set. So that's why, because many phenomena are one, so you select only one, each time one, like cup, table, space, nirvana, and so on. They are one each time because you don't compare them with anything. Okay. And because many from that category of one, many are permanent and many are impermanent, one itself is permanent. But if it is one, it's not necessarily permanent. It can be cup, which is impermanent. Yeah. So different, that's the same. Different is permanent because there are many items which are different and they are impermanent, others are permanent. So different itself is permanent. It's the appearing object to thought consciousness. But if it is different, it's not necessarily permanent. Yeah. Like a chair, table and chair, they are different and they are not permanent. Yeah. Okay. They are impermanent. So different is permanent, but if it is different, it's not necessarily permanent. One is permanent, but if it is one, it's not necessarily permanent. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Many things like this. Yeah. Definition is permanent. Definendum is permanent. But if it is a definition and so on and so on. Okay. Very good. So one with different is permanent. Yeah. So it cannot be non-permanent. Yeah. Do you agree? So it would be A, but not B, no?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, okay, it would be A and not B. So that's why we could put it here. One with different is not different because it's one, and it's not permanent because it's permanent. Yeah? Okay. Sorry, I must apologize each time I say something.
If you drop by Tushita Delhi, I will give you paracetamol if you have headache because it's one.
Yeah. Very good. So now another different from permanent. Okay, that's crazy. Let's go for the crazy things. Different from permanent. Okay. So different from permanent, the subject different from permanent. Is it different or not different? That's tricky. That's highly tricky.
You just gave the answer 1 minute ago.
Which was?
Because different itself, the subject different is only one
Mm,
because it's one subject, right?
exactly. So different from permanent, yeah,
Is one.
is not different.
It's not different because it's one.
Yeah, because it's one. Exactly. Wonderful. Different from permanent. It's not different. Okay, so it goes in A.
Yes.
So different from permanent. Is it permanent or not permanent?
Well, it's different from permanent, so it's non-permanent, right?
Really? If it's different from permanent, it's necessarily not permanent. Like space is different from permanent, but it is still permanent.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But different from permanent means non-permanent, right?
Oh, really?
No? Oh,
Different is just like there is a slight difference for thought consciousness. It's not necessarily contradictory. It's just like it's different, yeah, in name or in meaning, yeah, or in both name and meaning. But it doesn't mean that it is contradictory with that, yeah. So different from permanent, it's not different, okay? So is it permanent or not permanent?
no, it's also permanent because it's a label again, right?
Yes, exactly. It's a abstraction in one sense, yeah. In one sense, when it's abstract like this, yeah, it's very conceptual, yeah. So it's the appearing object to thought consciousness. Of course, it exists. It's not a mere concept. It exists somewhere, yeah. But yeah, it's very, very conceptual, yeah, different from permanent. So that's interesting because if we read the words different from permanent, so it seems that it is different and it is not permanent, but it is not different and it is permanent. That's the opposite. So that's very tricky. Really, really sorry. I really need to apologize. But okay. So it is not different and it is permanent. So it's okay. So it is not permanent, so it is non-permanent. Okay, so it's A and not B. Very good. We progress step by step. Cherry blossom. That's beautiful. Is it not different? Is it not permanent? Yeah, cherry blossom. It's one cherry blossom, yeah? Do you agree? So can it be different? No, it's not different. Yeah, cherry blossom.
You cannot have several cherry blossoms.
You can have, but because there is no S and it's singular. Oof. So it's one, yeah. So it's not different, and it is not permanent because, of course, it's produced, it's moving, it's changing moment by moment. Yeah. So cherry blossom is not permanent and it's not different. So it's A and B. Yeah. It's a common base between A and B. Wow. Wow, you're so powerful. So good. Okay. So true cessations and selflessness.
So that's
Mm,
two phenomena, right? So
exactly.
it's not one.
So they are not one, they are necessarily different.
So
So they,
they
yeah,
are they are not non-different, right? So they are not A.
exactly.
But then both of them are permanent.
Yes.
So because true cessation is the absence of cessation, and selflessness is the
Uh, the
no?
absence of
Oh, sorry,
afflictions.
the
Yeah.
absence of afflictions, yes.
Yeah.
And selflessness, absence of obscurations, to be more precise, right?
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the abandonment of some object of abandonment. The obscurations. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And selflessness is the absence of objective existence, which is also permanent.
Mm,
Any absence basically is permanent, right?
exactly.
It
Any
doesn't change
mere.
why it lasts. Yeah.
Exactly. Any mere absence is permanent. Yeah, temporary permanent or uh, eternally permanent. It depends. But yeah, any mere absence is permanent. Exactly. So in that case, yeah, true
So
cessations.
it's also
Hmm?
not non-permanent
Exactly.
because it's two phenomena.
Yeah.
It's not non-different, and because both are permanent, they are not non-permanent. Therefore, they are
Yeah.
neither A nor B.
Yeah. Wonderful. Oh la la, Nicolas, you're almost Geshe Laramba. Wow. Incredible.
This is like the first week of the Geshe program.
Yeah, so that's why you are not very far away.
It's
Wow.
pre-Geshe program. Yes.
Yes. Well, that's wonderful to see that how it works. Yeah. Does everybody agree with the reasonings that we used in order to discover that true cessations and selflessness are none of them A and B? They are not different because they are different, and they are not permanent because they are permanent. Yeah. So they are none of them, non-different and non-permanent. Very good. Yeah, that's wonderful. Really. Excellent. Okay. And now we have different and permanent. Different, the subject, the two, different and permanent. Are they non-different and non-permanent? Mm-hmm.
Somebody else tries.
Different and permanent are different,
Yes.
and uh, different, and they both are permanent.
Exactly. So where can we put them in the drawing?
So, so they're different and permanent. So they're neither A
Yes.
or B.
Exactly, Chavila. They're very good. It's exactly the same process. Yeah, the same type of reasonings that we use. Like both are different, so they are not different, and both are permanent, so they are not permanent. Yeah, so they are neither A nor B. Very good, Chavila. Wonderful. Yeah, that's exactly like this that we can compare phenomena and try to be to mm, to have some nuance in the process, the conceptual process. That's very useful. Yeah. Okay, very good. Then now table and chat. If you have some issue or difficulty, please dare to say if we are going too fast, or we are here to go step by step. Yeah. So please dare to say something. Yeah. If there is some something that is not clear. Okay, table and chair. Where can we put them?
They are different and impermanent.
Yes, exactly. They are different and they are impermanent. So we would say they are B, not A, yeah?
B, not A. Yes.
Yes, very good. Wow, excellent. B, not A. Oh, is it? Is it here? Okay. B, not A. And the Obama couple? I'm not part of their family. I use their examples, but people would think, wow, he's a fan. He's total fan.
Geshe Kelsang Wamo, she always uses the absence of Barack Obama to illustrate a permanent phenomenon. Absence of Barack
Yeah.
Obama in his room.
Yeah, it's a good example.
So it's the trick of the chef, right? This one. Because a couple is two, but one couple is one, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So exactly, it's one couple. So if it's one couple, is it different or not different?
It's non-different. It's
It's
A.
yes, exactly. It's not different. And is it impermanent or permanent?
It's non-permanent.
Non-permanent, except yeah, exactly. Yeah. So non-different and non-permanent. So they are. So yes, it's A and B. Yeah. Okay. Very good. Yeah, Chavila. Wonderful. Yeah, A and B, not different, not permanent. Oh, so this one was just a joke. When I did the first quiz for the Nalanda students here, when we had debate class during lunch, and sometimes I made some quizzes for them. This one was a joke, but we can find an answer anywhere. So, but we can drop it. The opposite of not being one with different from person. Okay. Okay, drop it. Very good.
And nothing?
Mm.
You dropped nothing as well?
No, nothing. What was it? What
Yes.
was it? Why did I choose nothing? Yeah, because sometimes we cannot find something which is B and not A, B and not A, or A and not B. So that's why I put nothing at that time. Okay. Okay. Wow. Wow. Do we still have time? Yeah, very good. Okay. Perfect. So let's try if it's not too tricky. Oh yeah, that one is okay. That one is okay. Not one with table and different from table. Not one with table. What was it that? Yeah. Not one with table and different from table. Oh, because yeah, at the first glance, we tend to see that not one means different, and different means not one. But it's not true in one sense, because when we have the negation, yeah, we could negate too much. Yeah, we could include non-existent as well. Okay, so let's try to see. Maybe let's try to debate like this first and try to find the other instance after. Answers, yeah. Okay, so A not B, different from table. Where is it? Yeah, not one with table and different from table. Okay, so what shall we do when the challenger is asking us, the defenders, to compare two items? The first step is to check what?
Common base, if there is a
Yeah,
common base.
exactly, Paulina, exactly. Yeah. Do you find any common base between not one with table and different from table?
Yes.
Yes, there are many,
Yes.
so many.
Pot, chair, pen.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, Chavilas, lots of imagination. Exactly. You could find any existent that is not table itself. Any existent, not one with table, no. Yeah, yeah, but not one, but different from table. Yeah, something which is both not one with table and different from table. You need to find any existent that is not table itself. Yeah, even green table, it's okay. Red table, wooden table, and all the other phenomena are necessarily different from table. Yeah, do you agree with that? Okay, and if they are different from table, they are necessarily not one with table. Yeah, is that okay? So we tend to see at first glance an equivalence between non-one with table and different from table, but can you find something which is not one with table, but not different from table?
Just going back to make sure I understood something.
Yeah.
Green table is not one with table, right? Okay.
Yeah, it is different from table. Yeah. Very good. Very good. Okay. So yeah, we have which is different from table and not one with table, all phenomena which are not table itself. Exactly. Good. And then can we find something which is not one with table, but still it's not different from table?
Can you say again?
So can we find maybe in Tibetan it will be easier, no?
Any non-existent.
Yeah, any non-existent. Yeah, Pedunla, yeah. Chacha Pedunla, it's exactly like this. Not one with table, which is not different from table. You choose any non-existent. Because Horn of the Rabbit, so maybe we do like in the debate format. It follows that a non-existent is necessarily not one with table.
Except
Yeah, it is not one with table because
it is not a phenomenon. It doesn't exist.
yeah, so if it doesn't exist, it cannot be one. Okay, and if it cannot be one, it cannot be one with table.
Except.
Okay, okay, so horn of the rabbit is not one with table. And the subject horn of the rabbit is not different from table.
Why?
So the subject honor rabbit is different from table.
Why?
So honor rabbit is not different from table.
Except.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was scared that you say why as
Yeah.
well. Yeah, the subject honor rabbit is not different from table because
Because it is not a phenomenon, and
yes,
therefore
because
it cannot be different. It cannot. Yeah. It's
yes, exactly. It doesn't exist, so it cannot be a diverse phenomenon from table, yeah? A phenomenon which is diverse from table. Exactly. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so now we can see that not one with table includes more items than different from table. Different from table is necessarily existent, but not one with table can be non-existent as well. Yeah, do you agree? Okay, so that's why it's not, there is no equivalency between both, yeah? Okay, very good. Very good. Okay, so now we found common base, yeah, between different from table and not one with table, and we found something which is not one with table, but not different from table. We found A, not B. Can we find B, not A? Can we find something which is different from table, but not one with table?
Seems difficult.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, because as we said before, if it is different, it cannot be one. It's necessarily not one. Yeah. So we cannot have different from table, which would be one with table. Yeah. It's not possible. If it's different from table, it cannot be one with table. Do you agree? Yeah. So if it's different from table, it cannot be not one with table. It cannot be not A. Okay. Okay, so it seems that it's 3P, no? Because we can find something which is none of them, not one with table and not different from table. What would it be? So something which is not one, something which is none of them, not one with table and not different and different from table. It has to be not one with table. So it has to be one with table, and it has to be not different from table. If it's none of them. Yeah, it's not one with table, and it's not different from table.
Table.
Yes, Chavila. Yeah, very good. Table. Wow, you look tired, but inside, inwardly, you are so effervescent. Very good. Yeah, exactly. Only table is not one with table because it's one with table, and is not different from table. Very good. Wow, incredible, incredible. So we have 3P, yeah? If it is different from table, it's necessarily not one with table. But if it is not one with table, it's not necessarily different from table. It can be another a bit, yeah? But if we say, if it is a phenomenon which is not one with table, it has to be different from table. Yeah, we would have equivalence. But if we don't specify a phenomenon, which is not one with table, then we include all the non-existent. Yeah? Okay. Very good. Wow. I'm so proud. Okay. So, so now maybe the items, do you want to do them? Or maybe next time? Those ones different from table, is it not one with table or different from table? Okay. I get nuts. Yeah. Okay. So I check some others. Okay. Ah, yeah, this one is good. Okay, so yeah, maybe next time we will try to decipher some things like one with table and the opposite of being one with table and so on. And the syllogism. The syllogism is very important. Next time we will see that as well, yeah? Because we use it so many times in the classical we see that we encounter them so many times. Okay, so we will we will see the syllogism next time. Okay, one with table. Okay, maybe this one, just try to play with this one. I don't want to bother you with many complicated things. Maybe it's already done. Okay, selfless and existent. Okay, so maybe let's play with one with table and one with table, something like this. Let's play like this. Okay, okay. Then we try to check, yeah, in the whole multiverse, what is one with table?
Only table.
Table, yeah, table, the subject table. So, because sometimes we tend to see, okay, one with table is one with table. Is that coherent? Is that accurate or not? The subject one with table, it is one with table.
No, it's different.
No. Yes, exactly. The subject one with table. Yes, sorry. The subject one with table is not one with table. Is different from table. Only table is one with table. Yeah, table is one with table. But one with table, it's different from table. Yeah. But if it is one with table, it's necessarily table. Yeah. The subject one with table is not table. But if it is table, if it is one with table, it has to be table. Okay, so drop it for now. Okay, let's try to do some other things. Okay, we try to go in the divisions and so on of forms and so on, but let's try to compare again with easier things. Yeah. Okay, so what would you say if you compare, for instance, a cherry and the red color? A cherry, the subject cherry, A and B would be red color. So if you compare them, yeah, could you find contradictory, equivalent, 3P or 4P?
I would say 4P maybe.
For people, Nicolas?
Or contradictory, I'm not sure.
Don't trust my face. Who else? Who wants to say? Yeah, 4. Okay, 4, 4. So 8P.
Well, if you consider the characteristics of the cherry, then you can find a common base with red color.
Okay.
They're both form. They both have the color red, same color.
Okay.
But
Yes.
but the subject cherry it's not quite the same as taking its characteristics, is it?
Exactly. There's the trick.
Yeah, kind of
There's the
splitting hairs.
yes. Yeah, I don't want to get you nuts, but that's the trick, exactly. Yeah.
You really
Yeah,
have to listen very, very carefully to the wording.
exactly. Yeah. So that's why we use the expression take the subject, yeah, the subject in order to to confine that thing with regard to the rest. Yeah. We say the subject cherry and the subject red. Yeah. Okay. So the subject, the two, cherry and red, how many points? Between cherry and red?
Contradictory.
Contradictory. Ah, we have 4P and contradictory. Oh, maybe Chavila will find equivalent and Apollina will find 3P.
I agree, it's contradictory.
Contradictory. Oh,
We had something like this on the first quiz.
Yes.
yeah.
I fell into the trap. So
But not now, so that's
No,
why
I remember.
you could learn from that. Yeah, that's exactly the perfect illustration. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to make mistakes. We need that.
You learn the hard way, like the Tibetans say. You know, you bump your nose.
Yes, but we never slap in the face. We always slap in the hands only.
Right, right. No, it's yourself. You.
Sometimes from far away we could imagine that the monks are beating themselves, but they're just okay. So we have phobia and contradictory.
I'm
We have
sorry, but
yes.
I keep hearing the subject of something and then something is different, but I still, could you just briefly tell me again why the subject of cherry will be different than just saying cherry again? Sorry.
Oh yes. Yes, because sometimes when we reply, we could say just like one cherry or this cherry. But when we say cherry in general, it's a bit different than one cherry. And because when we say, for instance, when we debate with someone and they would say, okay, uh, give something which is one with cherry. Then we could say, okay, one cherry, but one cherry is not one with cherry. Only the subject cherry is one with cherry. So that's why when we say take the subject cherry, then we are sure to how do you say, to delimit perfectly the subject that we are talking about. Yeah. Otherwise, when we speak like this in a casual way, we could say, okay, a cherry. But a cherry is not one with cherry. Just cherry is one with cherry. Yeah. So that's why it's better. Yeah.
So the subject of cherry means it's one with cherry. Is that right?
Yeah, because yeah, exactly. We select only cherry and not one cherry or a ripe cherry or and so on. Yeah.
So
It's
are
just
you when you say the subject cherry, just to rephrase you, it's like it's a concept. Notion of
no,
cherry?
no. It's a generality. It's just like
yeah, it's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's a generality. It's
Generality
not
is
an
not
instant.
necessarily a concept.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a generality is not necessarily a mini
That's right. Okay.
generality. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's a generality. It's not a specific instance.
Exactly. So it's a specific instance because
So
a
I cannot give
generality.
you one
a ge-
with. I cannot give you the subject cherry.
Okay. Yeah. So
I can give you one cherry, but I cannot give you the subject cherry.
You cannot
Uh,
eat subject
Or
cherry.
one with.
so when you eat one cherry, you are not eating cherry.
But you're not eating the subject cherry, right?
Yes, you are eating the subject cherry.
Really?
Oh.
No, you're eating one instance of it.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. One instance of the subject cherry. But when you have an instance of the subject cherry, you necessarily have a cherry itself. Yeah. Yeah. When you have an
But
instance.
is an instance?
Yes,
The
exactly.
cherry, is it one with the subject cherry?
It's not. It's one.
Therefore, I'm not eating the subject cherry.
Okay. So it follows that the subject cherry is not impermanent
Why?
because you cannot see, you cannot eat the subject cherry.
Accept.
Oh, it's not impermanent. So the generality cherry
No,
is
generalities are permanent, aren't they?
no.
Generalities?
No. For instance, impermanent is a generality. It follows that impermanent is permanent.
Yeah.
Impermanent is permanent.
The subject, no. The subject impermanent.
The subject impermanent is not impermanent. The subject
It's not
impermanent is
impermanent.
permanent. The subject impermanent is not momentary changing.
No.
So momentary changing is not the definition of the subject impermanent.
The generality, no.
But yeah, that's why we speak about subject. Yeah, when we say the subject impermanent, we are not saying take the subject, the generality impermanent. We say take the subject impermanent, which is a which
it's
is a generality, but we are not specifying the generality impermanent. We just say impermanent.
so that's another thing. Wow.
And impermanent is a generality, but it's an impermanent generality.
Okay.
Pot is an impermanent generality. Person,
Yeah,
table, chair, and so on.
Okay,
Yeah?
okay. So I was confusing the two
Yeah, because you know,
generalities.
in philosophy we have the distinction between generally characterized phenomena, which are permanent, and generalities, which are not necessarily permanent. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Very good. Okay, so cherry, so it means that it's just like you have the general idea of cherry, but we are not speaking about the idea of cherry. We speak about cherry. Yeah, and cherry has to be impermanent, it's a fruit, and so on. Yeah, when you check the definition in a dictionary and so on, yeah, you check cherry, that's a fruit which grows on the cherry tree and so on. Yeah. Okay, so it has to be impermanent, it has to be eatable, and so on. Yeah. Okay, very good. So now we have the subject cherry and we have the subject red. So some people could find common base because they found 4p. Yeah. So can you find a common base between cherry and a color? Between cherry and red? For people who found 4 possibilities. Maybe they lost some possibilities during the discussion. So can we find a common base between cherry and red?
Actually, you could find a common base between cherry and something that has the color red.
Yes,
But
exactly.
not between cherry and red itself.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's why the way we express things is so precise in one sense. Yes, exactly, Nicola. If we say compare cherry and the phenomenon which has the characteristic to be red, yeah, in that sense, we could say maybe, okay, 4p.
Yes, we could say 4p for that, no?
Yeah, because a non-ripe cherry is green, it has the color green, yeah, not the color red. Okay, but it's still a cherry. Okay. Okay, and you have many things which have the color red, but they are not cherries. Yeah? Okay, so in that case, it would be 4p. But when we compare cherry and red, no common base. Yeah, the cherry.
Are we comparing the definitions for cherry and red when we compare the generality cherry and red?
Yeah, in one sense, the definitions are all included in when we speak about cherry. If it has a definition, so the definition would be included. Yeah, when we speak about the definiendum, we refer as well to the definition, but not every Kedubje would say that any phenomenon has a definition, but they would not all agree with that. Like for instance, the rain that fell yesterday, does it have a definition? So that's why we could say maybe that there's not always a definition, but the characteristics of that phenomenon, even if it's not the definition, are implied by the word that we express. Yeah. Yeah. So the cherry is a fruit. Cherry is a fruit. It's a generality. It's a fruit. It's a form, impermanent, and so on. Yeah. But it's not red. It has the color red, but it's not red. There is no common base between an object which is red and red which characterizes that object. Yeah. Okay. Very good. So contradictory. So a red cherry is not a cherry and red. The subject red cherry, it is a cherry. Axel,
It's a cherry, but it's not red. What is the definition of red, actually?
it is suitable to be shown as a red hue.
Okay, yeah.
Alpha dot 10 Dora.
So a red cherry is not suitable to be shown as a red hue.
Yes, exactly. Oh, ho, 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 we have a big challenger. So what do you say? You say yes, accept, or why? Or... I would say accept, but maybe I'm wrong.
And so a red cherry is not suitable to be shown as a red hue because
Because it's not a color.
you're done. Because it's a cherry.
Yeah. Very good. Yeah. Sometimes we have very, very funny discussions here when we debate. Sometimes we we ask ourselves, but is that really a pot or is that a definition? Or yes, it's a pot. Okay. Very good. Okay. So now if we compare, okay, the color of a red cherry and form. Oh. Oh.
Wouldn't that be 3p?
3p. Okay, Photoshop là.
I would say at least 4p.
At least 4.5.
But I mean, I don't really understand when we have these questions, we're comparing two phenomena.
Yeah, these
But then
questions.
suddenly it switches and we can add other phenomena.
Sorry, so I didn't get the.
I mean, if we compare red cherry and form, red cherry is a form and a color, so it belongs to the category form.
Yes.
But there are forms that are not red cherry.
Yes.
Neither red nor the form nor cherry. And so that could be 3p, but of course there are many phenomena that are not forms either.
Exactly.
But we're not talking about that. We're just talking about form and red cherries. So
Yes.
when do we switch suddenly from 3p to 4p? Because when you go to 4p, it's no longer a comparison.
Oh, really?
No, it's not a comparison because you're adding external phenomena.
Yes.
You're looking for possibilities where there are phenomena that are external to your two phenomena that you're comparing. And so
Yeah.
therefore it's going beyond just comparing.
Yeah, it's
And so
comparing.
therefore I really get tripped up each time because by the use when they say compare these two phenomena, well then I'm comparing them. But then suddenly, oh no, the right answer is like, it's neither nor. Well, I'm not comparing anymore.
So it's not
So
yeah. So we could
so
say
I kind of say, well, when did we suddenly jump from, this level to another sphere, with
yeah, because when we compare phenomena, it's to know where their limits are.
Yeah.
Like between water and cold water, the limit is not like very like clear cut. Yeah, you have something which is both. Yeah, and we need to know where the phenomenon stops, where is that limit. So that's why we need to check what is not that phenomenon and what is not the other phenomenon. So we need to find something which is none of them to know where that phenomenon, where the limit of that phenomenon stops.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah.
Very good. So between the color, a red colored cherry and form, so we find 3p. Everyone finds 3p, or can you find 4p? Ah, yeah, Nicola found 1000p.
Please to know.
I have a question. Is color a form?
Yes, exactly. Because color, we could say that in one sense, all the appearing objects to our sensory consciousnesses are necessarily forms. The form source, sound source, odor source, taste source, and tactile source are necessarily forms. They are matter. And the empowering conditions of those sensory consciousnesses are also subtle form, internal form and subtle form in one sense. Okay. Yes.
So
Yeah.
in form is there like are there like two subdivisions, color and shape?
If you divide form sources, not forms,
Form sources,
form sources which are
external form source.
forms apprehended by the eye consciousness.
Yeah.
Form source
Yes.
means form for an eye consciousness.
Okay.
Yeah. So form and form source 3P. Yeah. Okay. And now we are checking between the cherry, a red colored cherry, so a cherry, and form.
How is
What it was the color of a red cherry, yeah? The color of a red cherry and form, yeah, sorry.
oh yeah, so that's different. Yeah. Color.
Because what did you have as the first what was it? When you found 4P, it was another subject?
No, that was the subject, I think, yeah.
Okay.
Because now when you said a red colored cherry, I thought, oh, this might be only 3P.
Okay, so let's try to do that as well. The red red colored cherry and form, that's the same. In one sense, that's more or less the same debate.
Wait, I think we started with color of red cherry, and
Oh, okay, good.
is that now different from red cherry?
So, that's nice. So, okay, color of a red cherry or the red color of a cherry, is that different? Yes, it's different, but is it contradictory? The red color of a cherry or the color of a red cherry? When we speak about that, do we speak about red anyway?
It's
Yeah.
equivalent.
The red color of a cherry or the color of a red cherry, it's necessarily red, yeah? Good.
But one is a red colored cherry.
Yes,
one
so the other one is this
color.
one. Yeah, exactly. It's very different in that case. The red colored cherry, in that case, we are not speaking about the color, but we are speaking about form anyway, no?
Of the
Yeah,
cherry.
very good. Yeah, you are very precise when you listen to me. You're very good. Very, your ears are very, very precise. Very good. Yes. So
The mind not so precise with the ears.
So, yes, it's just the way, sometimes the way we express things means exactly the same. Like sometimes we have like a direct valid cognition or valid direct perception, same. It refers exactly the same, but it's just different ways to express that. So the color of a red cherry and the red color of a cherry, same, same, but different. Okay, very good. And if we compare that with form, can you find common bases? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you could say, okay, that cherry, look at that cherry in Spain, for instance, in the market, the color of that cherry, it is form and it is the red color of a cherry. Yeah, it's a common base. Yeah. Okay, very good. So it's not contradictory. Yeah, so maybe 1000p. Wow. Okay. So can we find a form which would not be the red color of a cherry?
Of course.
Yeah, sure. Are you sure?
Of course.
Yeah, what would it be?
Sweet taste of a cherry.
Yes. Wow, that's very elegant. Yeah, very good. Yeah, very good, Chavila. Exactly. Yeah. Okay, so the sweet taste of a red cherry is necessarily not it's necessarily a form, but it's necessarily not the red color of a cherry. Yeah, but it could be the color of a red cherry, no?
No.
No, I'm trying to trick you. Okay, so if it's not the color of a red cherry, it cannot be the red color of a cherry. Okay, so the taste of the red cherry is not the color of the red cherry. Okay, very good. So it is form, but not the color of a cherry. So can you find now the color of a red cherry, which is not form?
No.
Chanchopedola cannot find it.
Could you have a mental object?
That's a good point. So we will
But I'm
dive
not
into
sure
that.
because you said that color is necessarily a form,
Yeah.
so it could not be a mental object, right? It
Mm.
has to be 3P.
Yeah, because when we dream about the red color of a cherry, for instance, is that red?
No, because it's a mental image.
Yeah. So maybe a point which is interesting to speak about, we found that in one of the two books from Anne Klein, maybe Knowledge and Liberation or Knowing, Naming and Negation. One of them, I don't remember where. Okay, she says that, I guess it's a commentary from Lati Rinpoche who says that we have three types of form. Okay, so we have obstructive and demonstrable form. You can see that, and it is obstructive, yeah? It offers some obstruction, yeah? Okay. So like, for instance, spot or the body and so on, yeah? The skin and so on, okay. And you have some obstructive forms which are not demonstrable. You cannot see them with your proper eyes, like the faculties, the sense powers, you know, in the ears, in the eyes. It's not the organs. It's something more subtler. It's a clear form in Tibetan, Zubdawa. It's a clear form. It means you need some clairvoyance to see them. Yeah, but still they are obstructive, but they are not demonstrable. So you have forms which are both forms which are obstructive but not demonstrable, and the forms which are neither. So there are some debates because Acharya Vasubandhu, you know, in the Abhidharma Kosha, in the Vaibhashika view, he would say that the forms seen in a dream, for instance, they are not obstructive and they are not demonstrable. So for the Vaibhashika, they would accept that it's a type of form, a form for the mind, for the mental consciousness. But in his auto-commentary, the Abhidharma Kosha Bhashyam, in the self-commentary, he would give the point of view of the Sotrantika, and he would say, mm, mm, how do you say? Pendu yamela su topa mepe zu kaiba deni chugi gechela doba invechiro. So he says that forms which are not demonstrable and they are not obstructive, they are included in the phenomenon source. Phenomenon source means a type of form which is only apprehended by the mental consciousness. But it's not really a form for the Sotrantika and the other schools. It's a form for the Vaibhashika, but not for the Sotrantika. Yeah? In the self-commentary, we say they are included in the phenomenon source. Yeah, okay. Yeah, exactly. So he says that. So, so we would not say in the Sotrantika that when we dream about blue or red and so on, it would be form. It's not matter. Yeah, it's the image in one sense of matter, but it's not matter. Okay.
It's not atomically established.
Exactly. Yes, it's not atomically established. Yeah, which is the definition of matter. Yeah? Okay, very good. So it seems to be form, but it is not. Okay. So if it is form, it has to be for the Sotrantika equivalent with matter. Yeah. So if it is the red color of a cherry, can it be not form?
Not for Sotrantika.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
What about the vows? They are subtle form.
Yeah.
What does the Sotantrika say about that?
The Sotrantika, I'm not really sure. I should ask Genla. He's just nearby. I will ask him. Okay, but for the Vibhashika, it's form. It's a type of form, non-revelatory form, undemonstrable. Yeah, like before, we said not demonstrable or not revelatory form. It's the same. Okay, so yeah,
So that's the Prasangika view, right? That there
yeah,
are
and the Vaibhashika as well. Yeah.
Vaibhashika as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
Vaibhashika and Prasangika would say it's form, it's a type, because for the Prasangika, form and matter are not equivalent. Yeah. Okay. So, okay, very good. So if it is the red color of a cherry, it's necessarily form. But if it is form, it's not necessarily the red color of a red cherry of a cherry. You agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems
Okay. And then you have something which is none of them. So you have how many P between form and the red color of a cherry?
3.
3. And how many P between form and the color of a red cherry?
You confused me.
That's exactly the same. The red color of a cherry or the color of a
Mm.
red cherry.
Yeah, same. 3P.
Yeah, that's exactly the same. Okay, very good. Wow. You are professionals in cherries and colors and so on and dialectics. Wonderful. You did very well. So we finished for today. And so I'm really sorry for the quiz. I should have double checked before and discard some points, but I will redo it. And for next time, we can go again in some peaceful subjects like this. And the syllogism is so crucial. Yeah, so we will have slides and we'll try to discuss a little bit about logic, because when we discuss with people, we use logic. Yeah, the nature is logic. Yeah. Okay, so we need that, and then it helps us to understand also the Madhyamaka, yeah, the middle way. Okay, very good. Thank you. From the depths of my heart, I'm really happy to have grown a little bit more thanks to you. So it's very special. I'm always very happy for that. And then see you next time. Yeah.
Christophe, would you mind explaining again why, like how color is a form?
Yeah, because color is necessarily made of particles. Yeah.
Is it?
Can it not be? Like form, you know,
Made of
color.
photons.
What did you say,
Sorry.
Charlie?
Yeah.
It's made of photons, red photons.
Yeah, exactly. And waves. Yeah. So yeah, color. Like for instance, if you check, okay, color has to fit in the chart, the general chart. Is it non-existent? No. Yeah, it has, so it is existent. So among existence, you have permanent, impermanent. Is it permanent? No, it has to be in impermanent. And where does it go? In consciousness or non-associated composition of factors? No,
Why is it not permanent though?
because form
I don't know
is the
color.
a color. Yeah. Yeah, color is the object of apprehension of an eye consciousness, and no permanent phenomenon can be the object of apprehension of an eye consciousness. It could be the object of engagement, yeah, the object of comprehension, like when you see the empty space between you and another person, and so on, or when you see, a cliff. Yeah, you are scared because you see the vast space between you and the ground. Yeah, so then space is your object of comprehension, is realized by your eye consciousness in one sense, but it is not appearing to your eye consciousness. Only colors and shapes can appear to the eye consciousness. But in one sense, we can debate that. Can you say that, for instance, you are outside walking and you see a lake? Can you see water? Is water the object of apprehension of your eye consciousness?
Why not?
So it follows that Yongzin Pulbuchok made a boo-boo when he said it's a tactile a tactile object. And Chapacheki Sangye made a boo-boo when he put water in the object of apprehension of the tactile consciousness.
What's wrong?
Because if we say that our eye consciousness sees water, so it follows that water is not the object of apprehension of a tactile consciousness, but is an object of apprehension of an eye consciousness.
But that's because the eye consciousness sees the appearance of water, but the definition of water is something wet and humid or fluid and wet or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's because of the definition that somebody thought out that we consider that it's only an object of the tactile consciousness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it is still a form that appears to the eye consciousness. It can take a form.
So they mixed up, yeah, in the charts, yeah, Yongzin Pulbuchok, the Great. And,
No, I mean it's just a question. It's just a question of definition.
Yes, yes, but they have a way to sort it out. They have a way. They would say that you can't see water, you can't see fire because you see the color of fire and you see the color of water. So in one say, you can say that you see water because you see the color of water. Yeah, but water itself is an object of apprehension of a tactile consciousness. Of fire, when you see fire, your eye is not apprehending the hot and burning. Yeah, only the tactile consciousness is able to apprehend hot and burning. Yeah, ear consciousness, tongue consciousness cannot feel hot and burning. Eye consciousness cannot feel hot and burning. Even if sometimes you have a tiny spark who goes in your eye, yeah, it's not your eye consciousness which is suffering. It's your tactile consciousness which is pervading your eye sense power, or your eye organ in that way. Yeah. So we can say
But
that
the eye consciousness can make the difference between an empty glass of water and a glass of water with water, right?
yes. So
an eye consciousness can apprehend water.
So we can say that we see water, the eye consciousness sees water, but cannot realize water. Only the tactile consciousness realizes water. But it doesn't impede the eye consciousness to see water. Why? Because we see the color of water, and the color of water and water, they are one entity. When we see the one, we see the other.
Okay.
Yeah. But we cannot say that the eye consciousness is realizing water. It's just realizing the color of water.
But we can say eye consciousness realizes table, right? Even though it only realizes
Yeah,
form.
I would agree. I would agree. And Geshe Dreyfus in Recognizing Reality would say so. He would say that realizing a thing doesn't mean that we know everything about that thing. Like, for instance, he used the example of his favorite rocking chair. And he says that his eye consciousness is able to cut superimpositions with regard to the rocking chair, and is able to realize a rocking chair, because maybe a rocking chair is mainly a form. If you want to distinguish many objects in a room, your eye consciousness is doing the job first. So that's why maybe the rocking chair would be the object of apprehension of an eye consciousness. Why not? But yeah, I would agree that if you realize, but not every teacher would say so. Like Gengen Sen, for instance, here at Nalanda, would not say that the eye consciousness is realizing a table. It's realizing the color and shape of the table. Yeah, but some other teachers, like Geshe Dreyfus, would agree that to say that the eye consciousness is realizing the rocking chair. But I need to double check. Now I have my books. I can double check. Okay, so yeah, there's a way to make a nuance. Yeah, we can say that yes, the eye consciousness sees a table, but realizes only the shape and the color of the table. Some people would say so, like Gengen Sen would say so. Yeah. So to realize means to comprehend, and it means that the object fits in the field of perception. Yeah, yeah. Like we realize the color of fire, but only the tactile consciousness realizes fire. Okay, so we will go a little bit like this next time. Yeah. So it's a bit late now. Thank you so much anyway. I really appreciate it. Yeah. So see you next time. Take care. It was a great pleasure for the sake of all the beings. Thank you so much. See you next time.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy. My pleasure.
Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
Nicola, for the organization and everything. Thank you, everyone. See you. Bye-bye.